Okay, there's 3 on. Just refresh my page, turn my volume down. Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome to Darvanalee Design Studio. This is our live studio chat. I'm so glad that you're all here joining me this morning. For those that are new here and don't know who I am exactly, my name's Nicole Reed and I own a little patchwork and quilting store / sewing retreats business here in southeast Queensland, Australia. So at the moment it's 10 a.m. here in Australia, and just a little bit of a background about myself. I've been quilting for the last 9 to 10 years, and I've been crafting in some way, some form, for the better part of since I was about 8 years old. So I've been doing a lot of different things over the years, and I'm just going to share this across to the group and Facebook, just to let everybody know that I am now live and they can come and join us and have a little bit of a chat with us. Just comment below and let me know where you're watching from. I'd really like to know where everybody's watching, and even if you're watching on the replay, put your destination where you're watching from so I can comment after the live chat. So I'm just going to share this across. Take me a couple of seconds, and then we'll get into it. So my internet is working a little bit faster this morning, but I am on my phone's data, and I'll get into more of that in just a second. Alrighty, so I've shared that over. Hi Ellen, how are you going? Good to see that you're here. Alrighty, so don't forget to stick around to the end of the video as well. We've got another giveaway this week, so hopefully everybody will be on. Hey Rebecca, how are you going? Beck's sitting here with me even though she's saying hello. Alrighty, so let's get into what I finished it. So for people that don't know, this live chat is in our studio here in Kingaroy, and basically it's a Finish It Friday. So what I do every Friday is I jump on here live and I pick something out of my UFO box, or unfinished project box for those that don't know what that is, and I have a week to get that done. So basically what that means is sometimes Beck will pick out what I'm working on, because I can be a little bit biased on what I'm going to pick, so she'll up the challenge for me and pick something out. She hasn't done that this week because I've upped the challenge for myself, and I've got to get it finished within the allotted time. So by the time I come back the following Friday at 10 a.m. I have to have my project done. So last week I picked out, Beck wasn't with me, she was off down in Brisbane taking care of some family business. So I picked out a project that I've actually been pushing aside for a long time, about 2.5 years to be exact. So I did pull it out, and it was a log cabin block that had been gifted to me, doing Instagram or Facebook swaps. And I've since last week I've been having a think about it, and I'm pretty sure that I actually got this gifted to me from a swap through the Crafty Gemini Quilt Club. So for those that don't know, a couple of years ago the Crafty Gemini had a quilt club, and basically it was a paid subscription, and she had all this private content for quilt club members, and we also done swaps. And from my limited memory of where I was doing it, because at the time I was doing another Facebook group, I was doing swaps in, and it was like a birthday group, and then I was also doing swaps on Instagram as well as the Crafty Gemini Quilt Club. And I think it actually was from the Crafty Gemini Quilt Club that I did do this one. So if anybody of the members are on here watching either live or the replay, you can remember how many swaps that we did. We did them every month, and yeah, so I have actually forgotten who sent it to me, but this was the block that was sent to me, this one here, and then I was sent 2 little packs to construct the other ones. And you can see here that I've actually got them all done. I've got the binding, the border on there, and I have also quilted it as well. So you can see there's like some tone on tone. I don't know if that's focusing okay or not. There's some tone-on-tone fabrics in there and all those gorgeous blues. So I only had enough for 3 blocks, and I've just turned it into a table runner, and it didn't have any binding, and believe it or not, with all that fabric behind me that you can see, I didn't have a blue to match it. So hi Andra, how you going? Thanks for joining us. So I just did a self binding. So basically what I've done with that is I have treated it like a project that you would turn out. So I had the wadding down first, then the backing, and then right sides together with the top, and then I've sewn all the way around the edge, and then turned it out, given it a good press, and then just top stitched the edge close. So that's what I ended up doing. It doesn't have a thick binding on it, so as you can see on the back, I've just used a bit of calico, and I've just done some basic quilting for that. So you can see that there's no binding. I think it's turned out really well. It's a cute little project and a little table runner, and I actually don't have any blue in my house, so I have to make some blue stuff now. So I'm on the hunt for blue fabric to match it in my lounge room. I think it'll look really nice. So I can always add some blue cushions or something like that. I can do another block like this. So what did I learn from doing a log cabin? Because I have never, believe it or not, I've never actually, Beck's just sitting behind me, in front of me, and I've never actually done a log cabin. So basically, what did I learn from it? I learned a lot. It's all I can say. I learned a hell of a lot, actually. Log cabin, while that looks super simple, because basically what the project was this here. That is one block that I had to do. And I had all these little strips were sent to me to sew it together. So I didn't have to cut it or anything like that. But the one thing I did learn is that you would need to be very accurate with your cutting, extremely accurate. There was a couple of pieces that were out and have made it look a little bit wonky, but that could have been just my, you know, dodgy 1/4 inch seam allowance. But I've learned actually quite a lot with this. So the first thing is actually take your time. If you've not made a log cabin block before, take your time. Scant 1/4 inch seam allowance is key. I can't stress that enough, and I will put a link down below after this video to link up to the video for the scant 1/4 inch seam allowance. If you don't know how to set that up, that'll be down underneath the video. And also to make, as I said, make sure that your cutting is very accurate. There was a couple of little strips that were like maybe a 1/16 of an inch that were just that tad little bit small, and it did actually affect the rest of the block. So that is very much key. And also pressing. I wrote a list of all the things that I learned, because I tried to, because there were so many pieces in it, I thought, oh, I'll cheat a little bit and I'll just use my hand presser or my fingernail. Not with log cabin. Don't go that route. It doesn't work. That you need to just basically get up, go to your ironing board and press each strip, or bring your ironing board, ironing pad to your sewing spot, especially if you're doing small pieces like that. Yeah. So basically, they are the main things that I learnt while doing this block. And the other one was to make sure that you have prepped your fabric. So I've talked about this before in the past in videos and stuff like that, where you put some starch in and give it a really good preparation before you start cutting, because that will absolutely make it so much easier to go together. So did I love doing the log cabin? For my first one, actually I really did enjoy it. It was quite therapeutic, and if I was doing bigger, like this was quite small, this one for my first one, I probably would start with a larger one using thicker strips and a little bit longer, so making a bigger block. And basically it was really good because I had to make 8 little blocks, so I was able to just chain piece it through. So basically, yeah, I really did enjoy it. So if you haven't done a log cabin before, I'm going to do a little bit more research and find some really good books. I've got some time allocated in my diary for this afternoon to sit down and get onto Kindle and just see if I can find some really good beginner books on log cabin, because I've actually caught the bug, and I think I'm going to actually try to do some. And I've been looking, and there's a lot of log cabin designs out there, and some of them are curvy, and I really want to give them a go. So I'm on the hunt for some books, and if I find some really good books, obviously I'll share them with you, either in the Finish It Friday or just over in the Facebook group. And I'll link them up if I find them. I'll link them up under this video as well. Alrighty, so yeah, Andra, I really did like doing the stitch and flip method. It was quick and easy, and that's the good thing about the Finish It Friday that I'm really enjoying, that I'm pushing these UFOs that have become so overwhelming, because there's so many of them, because there's so many projects out there that I want to do and all the rest of it. I haven't actually started any new projects this year bar one, and that's a hand sewing one, and that I've started that because I wanted to move away from the computer, and I don't want to be sitting in front of a device or anything. I just want to do some slow sewing. So that's what I've got. I've done one block, and I'm prepping another block to do this week. So once I've got a few more blocks, I'll show you what it looks like. So yeah, getting these done is what I want to do. I just want to push them through really quickly, and I'm just taking the easy way to get them done and to get them out of my UFO box, and you know, give them away as gifts, put them around the house and enjoy them, because you know, they're no good in sitting in a box. But this one was, as I said, this one was a gift to me. So this one by default wasn't really a UFO. It was just a project that needed to be done, but it was already partially done. So I really liked it, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope you like the look of it as well. Give us a thumbs up down below, or leave us a comment and tell us what you think of it. And did you like the idea of the, I know Andra did, but did you like the idea of the stitch and flip? And is that a video that you would like to see? Let me know in the comments below. Even if you're watching the replay, let me know down below. Okay, so what is next? All right, what are we working on? Okay, Beck hasn't done this to me this week. I've done this to myself. Okay, so I don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm going to try and do it. So some of you may know, a couple of years ago, Pat Sloan, is it Pat? Yeah, Pat Sloan has a Splendid Sampler group on Facebook, and she was doing a free Splendid Sampler. So for the first, I think it was 12 months or maybe 13 months, each, I can't remember what it was. I think it was, excuse me, each week she put out 1 or 2 blocks off the top of my head. I think it was 2 blocks. And it ran for 12 months. So it started in the January and it finished the following January. And for, if memory serves me correctly, I'm pretty sure that that was 2016. So I started doing it like a lot of people started doing it. There ended up being 100 blocks altogether, and it's been put into a book. And I'll link that up down below for people that, I'll link the group and also the book up down there. When she was doing it in the first 12 months, all the blocks were free. So you basically downloaded the pattern every week. I think there was, as I said, I think there was 2. And I started doing it with everybody else in the January as well. And I was really gung-ho and getting it done. Then life got in the way, as life does. And so I have only got the first 4 weeks. So I have all these quilt blocks that I've made, like the block for the Sew Sampler was only this size here, this center block, and subsequently I've added the bits on the outside. So I have 8 of these little blocks, and as you can see, there's just different, I was working with small pieces. I think the blocks were like 16, I think they were, sorry, 6.5 inches in size. So you can see there's just all different techniques. There's a little bit of raw edge applique, there's a little bit of hand embroidery, a little bit of piecing, and all the different designers had put blocks together, and then it just went to their feature on their designs and stuff like that. So I have 8 of those blocks. I need to make another one. I've downloaded all the patterns in that year, so I think I might have missed a few, so but I've got the book on Kindle anyway. So I have to make another block, and I'm going to turn this into a lap quilt for little Em, because originally it was going to be a big quilt for her, but life has got busy and life has got in the way, and little Em is even busier than she was back then when she first come to stay with us. So I'm going to make one more block this week, and then I'm going to assemble the quilt, I'm going to quilt it, and I'm also going to bind it. So ambitious? Yes. Crazy? A little bit. Can I do it? I'm going to do it. I've made a promise to myself I am going to get this done. So, yeah, so I've just got a little bit of hand embroidery on one block, and I'll probably not do a hand embroidery block. I'll probably just do a piecing block or an applique block. So I'll find something out of all the blocks and do it and get that done and get it all. I've got to remember the measurements for it and everything. So I've got my work cut out for me a little bit. But as you know, I've got the long arm machine, so I'm probably just going to do a basic stipple on this to keep it really simple. Not to overwhelm myself or anything, because that's what Finish It Friday is about. Not overwhelming myself, getting the projects done, getting them finished, getting them used, or moving them onto a new home. So that's what they're all about. So yeah, I think I'm a little bit crazy, but anyway, we'll see how we go. Alrighty, so thank you, Andra. It is going to be very, very pretty. I am looking forward to putting it together. I've still got some of this fabric left, so you never know, I might be able to make another lap quilt with some of the fabric and when life is a little less busier. And yeah, so we'll see how I go anyway. Alrighty, so we're just going to move on to the YouTube situation at the moment, with the live streaming and all that sort of stuff. So as some of you know that we're on here for the last couple of weeks, the last 3 weeks in fact, we've had some serious issues with live streaming, and hopefully this is coming through to you a lot clearer than it has been for the last couple of weeks. Basically, I'm looking at the screen now and it is nowhere near as pixelated, and I can even see the quilting on this quilt behind me, which is really good. So after much discussion, much toing and froing, much searching, just everything that possibly could go wrong would go wrong. So we have spoken to gamers. Is that right, Beck? You
Yes,
spoke to the gamer.
Yes.
I've spoken to gamers. I have watched many, many videos on live streaming, gaming, what they use, what the solutions are, and all that sort of stuff. As it turns out, my lovely telco has only been giving me 0.8 megabytes per second for an upload, which is about the quality of maybe 1970s video is sort of what's coming to mind. So that is why it's been looking grainy. I don't have on my actual household internet, even with the cable running directly from it, or even with Wi-Fi, I don't have enough megabytes per second upload to do HD or even 480. So basically I can't run anything that has a multi-platform software. I can't run that. I cannot, it just basically, anything that I run through my laptop is just like Armageddon for live streaming. It just crashes and burns. There's nothing going on. So for now, the solution to the problem is I can't multi-stream at the moment. I can, however, stream to YouTube where you're all watching right now, and then I'm going to share the replay over to the Facebook group. So basically when that replay goes over to Facebook, you'll be able to, if you're in the Facebook group, you'll be able to put your pictures underneath there. You'll be able to put your comments under there. So that's where the replay will be for that sort of stuff if you want to share your Finish It Fridays. So yeah, so basically that's what's happening with it. There's not much I can do about it until they put the new NBN is what they're calling it, National Broadband Network, I think it is. And they have done some foundation out the front of my place. I'm starting to get all the phone calls from everybody, but I'm going with Telstra, who's my local telco. So I've just got to wait till I can get a package through them. I'm getting the most that I can get, so I'll be paying a lot for my internet. So that apparently is going to alleviate the problem. Fingers crossed. That's what they tell me anyway. So for now, we're just going to be streaming from YouTube using the phone data that I've got. It's got, I did a speed test this morning. It's got 4 megabytes per second, so that is more than enough to stream in HD. I just can't do it to multi-platforms. So speaking of YouTube, if this is the first time that you're here, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it, and that way you'll get notified of any live streaming or any videos that go up, tutorials or otherwise. So yeah, make sure you hit that little bell icon, because that will give you the notifications that you need. And we have a live stream every Friday at 10 a.m. unless otherwise advertised. So basically that is what we're trying to achieve every week, you know, time permitting and sewing retreats permitting. We've got a sewing retreat coming up at the end of March, and we only have 6 spots left for that. If anybody is interested, that's in Southeast Queensland, or even we've got someone coming from South Australia and some people coming from, one person coming from Northern Territory as well. So that's very exciting. Now, yeah, so as I said, this is 10 a.m. every Friday unless otherwise advertised, and usually on Wednesday afternoon or Thursday I put up a little notice over in the Facebook group that we're going live, and on also Instagram. I didn't for this week because I wasn't sure how the streaming was going to go, or whether we were going to just can it all together. Alrighty, so I said last week that a couple of people sent me messages and said that they couldn't see the quilting that I had done on the mini quilt. So I thought I would just give you a quick peep of that, because it seems to be showing up the quilting behind me on the computer. So I'm thinking that you'll be able to see this. I've just got to catch the light and you should be able to see it. So as I said last week, I did a basic loop-the-loop, and you can see that? Yep.
I can see it.
Cool. So you can see a basic loop-the-loop around the basket, and then in the border, I'll just bring it down, I did a micro stipple. So that is the quilting that I did. All right, and I'm so sorry that no one could see that last week. So there's a better understanding of what I've done. So you can see that there. Thanks, Andra. Thanks, Ellen. So yeah, so that, sorry about last week where you couldn't see it, but that is a lot better. I'm actually looking at the screen live now. I've got it playing in front of me and I can see it quite clearly. So I'm hoping that everybody else can see that clearly too. Beck's giving me thumbs up in the background. So yeah, so that was the quilting I'd done. And as I said, I do apologise about the live streaming. It's just a bit of a nightmare. That. So alrighty, so I'm in the process as well of doing the free mini quilt club on our YouTube channel, and that's the last Saturday of each month starting in February. It'll go live at about 11 a.m. and basically we're just going to start off with some basic quilt blocks, and we're just going to turn them into little mini quilts like you can see all around behind me. So they'll be varying different sizes. They'll, you know, they won't be overly big, and you'll be working with some smaller pieces, so it'll be a really good way of doing some traditional blocks and not so traditional blocks, using smaller pieces so you can get used to using those littler pieces. So that is a free it is a free one, and I've had a question from a viewer and they asked me where they will find those patterns. So it's going to be a little bit different than what we've been doing with the blog, okay, because these will actually be a little quilt pattern, and I'll have a little write-up as well as a video to go with it. They are totally free, and you will find them over on our website, and they will be under patterns, so DD's patterns, okay, and they'll be free, so you'll just have to check out like you normally would check out, but there's no cost to you, okay, and then you'll be able to download them, and you'll have them, you can have them on file. Some of them you can just read off your iPad or tablet or your computer. Others you will actually have to download pattern pieces and stuff like that. So we're going to be covering just the basic blocks for the first 12 months, and this is one that is going to continue on for quite some time. We're going to gradually increase our skill and ability in the block. So for beginners out there, this is a great way to do any sort of patchworking if you've been interested in it, because we're only going to be making a small quilt, and you'll have access to a video to show you how to get good results, and how to prep your fabrics and all that sort of stuff as well. And for our advanced people, you can just join in the fun. It's always good to make a mini quilt, and you can always give them away for gifts, or you can use them as table toppers, or you can always keep all the mini quilts and put them into a larger quilt if you wanted to. So it's something for everybody, but we are starting at a basic level. So just wanted to reiterate that, and also to let you know that you will have to check out through the website, and just make sure that your details are correct. So if you do lose the pattern, I can email you another one if that's the case. All right, we also, the link will be under every video as well for the mini quilt. Sorry. Thanks, Ellen, for the giggle. That was good. So I had another question, like, will they be under the link be under the video as well? So yes, like every other video that I do on YouTube, the link will be to where you will find it. So it will take you directly to that pattern, okay, each month. So if you find that you don't get there at the end of the month, that's fine. You can come back. There'll be a link under that video. You click on that. That'll take you straight over to where that pattern is living on my website, and then you'll be able to check out from there. So that makes it super easy for you, and you will always find them underneath the video. So while I'm talking about underneath videos on YouTube, I had a question from a couple of people actually, but Lynn was the first one to send it through to me. She's not on Facebook. She doesn't do Google+. She doesn't do anything but YouTube and just general internet. And she was asking me where she would find the 2018 blocks and also the 2019 block of the month. So as I said just previously, every video has the link of where you will find it on the internet, whether it be my blog or whether through the website. Okay, you do not have to be a member of Facebook to do any of the things on our YouTube. We always link them to an external site, being our website. So you will find all the links under every video. So whether that's affiliate links, whether it's pattern links, whether it's block links, whether it's information links, you will find them all under our YouTube videos. I make sure that I put them under there. The one thing I will say about affiliate links and also website links, most of the links that I put for you that I've used in my videos, I'm linking up to my website because I do sell product as well. But some of them are affiliate links to either Amazon or AliExpress. Most are to my website though. Now, if you get to a video and there is it says, for instance, this week, what did I put up this week? English paper piecing. That's what I'm trying to say. The English paper piecing video, I mentioned in that video that I had a bobbin donut ring. Okay, they're currently out of stock. So there is no link there, and it says sold out. But in saying that, please be aware that we will actually get more stuff in, and then you will be able to purchase them if that's what you're looking for. Okay, so Ellen, to answer your question, the mini quilt project starts the last Saturday of February, which I think is, I don't have my diary in front of me, but just bear with me, I'll give you the exact date.
Last Saturday of February?
Yeah.
will be the 23rd.
Okay, so the 23rd of February, Ellen, is when the Mini Quilt Club starts, okay? Now, the Mini Quilt Club actually only runs February through to November, because I've left out January and December, because that's when I'm at my highest level of designing and editing and filming. So December and January I try to get, this year has really worked for me. I'm trying to get book reviews done, some bigger projects done and filmed and stuff like that. So a lot of my planning starts happening in October, November, and then my filming starts in December and January, and I try to get at least the first 4 months done and up and basically scheduled, so they just go up automatically for me and I don't have to stress about them, and then that keeps me on track and on schedule, because 2018, as most of you know, was my first year on YouTube, and oh boy did I learn a lot. I have so much information jammed into this head of mine at the moment on how to do things, because I had never done it before. I had never filmed myself doing tutorials. I have never dealt with, I've uploaded, you know, the odd video here back in 2012 and 13 of my kids doing stuff. I had done that. And Ellen says, clearly I cannot do two things at once. You're good, Ellen, you're all good. Just ask the questions and Beck and I will get to them. So basically, yeah, I hadn't really done much, so it was a bit hit and miss, and I missed a couple of weeks, and I had a couple of weeks off because I was just feeling very fatigued and all that sort of stuff. So I have put a schedule in place. Beck sits there and just shakes her head. My best friend thinks I'm crazy, I've lost the plot, but it's working for me. Am I behind schedule? A little bit, because I've had some, you know, lifestyle things that have popped up. So, you know, emergency dashes off to the airport to pick up eldest daughter because hubby was supposed to do it, and, you know, things happen in his business, so I've had to, you know, take off and do it. So filming didn't happen, and we've had Christmas holidays and we've had sleepovers, and I can assure you, when you've got a bunch of teenagers in your house, not much filming gets done. Because there's a lot of editing. I did film one. I just ended up canning it because I could hear them squealing in the background playing, I think they were doing Dance Central or something on the Xbox, and basically, yeah, it was just a nightmare. So I missed out on a week of filming, but I'm getting there. It's all happening. So hopefully I've answered all your questions about the Mini Quilt Club, where to find the patterns, where to find the links, and as I said, with the links to websites and affiliate links, I can't guarantee that the affiliate links on old videos are still current and working and the stock's still available, but I can for my own website, and I do go in and check my videos as each week progresses. I'll go in and I'll batch check a heap of videos to make sure that those links are still current. And if they're not, I just remove them from there. So if you do have any problems with links or anything like that, just shoot me an email over at askme.dds at gmail.com, all lowercase, and I can answer your questions there. So while I'm talking about the email address, I just want to say thank you to all those people that have sent in product review ideas, questions, and asking me questions about the group or anything like that. It's, who started up? A lawnmower?
No, that's Red.
Yeah, that's Red. Sorry, my husband's leaving. I'm sorry if his truck is deafening you. He's got impeccable timing, my husband. Always has impeccable timing. So, yeah, so basically, what was I just saying then? Oh, the askme .dds. Yes, I do forget things too. Lose my train of thought.
I couldn't even remember.
Thanks, Beck.
I know.
So, yeah, so anyway, back to the askme.dds at gmail.com. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been sending in messages of support. Thank you very much. People have been sending me messages and letting me know that they're not giving up on the streaming, and it's going well this week. Thank God for that. And yeah, so basically I've also had some suggestions of different products and all the rest of it. So if you have sent in a product request, I have put it on the list. I am doing research for the ones that I don't know about, and also I've ordered some products as well that have been suggested to me. So they apparently are on their way. So, but they're coming from overseas, so they may take a little while. But don't think that I'm ignoring you. I have got your requests, and I will be definitely doing them because they're great. Because as I said, there's some things that I just don't know about. I get a lot of stuff in the mail and I'm on the internet all the time, but I don't see everything and I don't know about everything. So it's great for me too because I'm learning something as well, and maybe you will as well. Alrighty, so we are getting to the end of our streaming. I just want to say congratulations to Ellen, who's watching us at the moment. Your parcel is on the way. You won last week's giveaway. And I sent that on Monday. So they told me that it would take, what was it, 14 to 18 days to get to you. So just keep an eye on it. Hopefully they are a little bit quicker than that, but that's at the absolute outmost. So yeah, so just keep an eye out for that. It went on Monday, and Leah should have got hers by now as well, because she's only a few hours up the road from me, but that doesn't always mean anything. No, I've sent stuff to, I think it's Bundaberg's what, 4 hours away?
About that, yes.
Yeah. So Bundaberg's about 4 hours away from me, and it took 6 weeks to get there. So it would have been quicker for me to drive there and drop it off. Alrighty. So we have another giveaway this week. So I have this is 3 yards of ready to use pleated quilt sleeve. So it's 100% cotton. It's easy to use. It saves time. It's a streamlined painted design. I've never used it myself, but it's been sitting in my prize bin for quite some time, because a lot of time I get products that I really don't have any use for. I don't really have anywhere that I could hang up such a large quilt, or even really smaller quilts either. So basically I thought this would be a good prize for some people. Some of you have got big quilts that you might want to display, or you're sending them away to QuiltCon or somewhere like that. So this would be perfect. So it's just made out of calico. It's 100% cotton. I'll show you on the back. You can see there, that's how it attaches to the back of your quilt. It says it's pleated, and you can get other colors. It's from the United States. It's from the T. Cowan Company in California, and there's a website on there, and you can get it in unbleached muslin, which this is what this is, not calico, and also black. So that is part of the prize. We've got a little pack of buttons, 8 in fact, and we've also got a little lace zipper, and I will link up down below. If you don't know how to use a lace zipper, down below this video will be a link to our how to install a lace zipper little pouch. So that's our giveaway for this week. So what you have to do is now put your name in the comments and where you're watching from. Okay, and that's pretty much it from me. So get commenting and where you're watching from, and I will pick a winner, and I'm going to leave this open until 10 a.m. tomorrow. So it's open for 24 hours. So the people on the replay are actually in this draw as well. And I will pick a winner after 10 o'clock, after I've taken down everybody's names, and then that way you will know. And I'll put a notification up under this video and also over in our Facebook group as well. So you'll get to, just like I did last week. Alrighty, so does anybody have any questions at all that they might have about the block of the month or anything up and coming on our on our channel at all? If you do, just leave them in the comments and I'll try and get to them. Excuse me. Oh, I needed that. A lot of talking. Alrighty, so it just looks like we've got no questions coming through at the moment. If they do come through after we've finished today, I'll answer those. I always come back and look at the comments and have a little bit of a chat, both on YouTube and also on Facebook. As I said, I will share this replay. I will put it up as a replay over in our Facebook group, and for our Finish It Friday people that participate every week, and that's you, Elizabeth, put your just under the video, just put your what you're working on, and also leave us a comment here on YouTube and let us know what you're working on as well. I wish they had photos, but they don't. So yeah, I'd love to see what you're all working on. So pretty much I just want to say thank you everybody for joining me, and thank you for the encouragement and support and sticking with me through this debacle of live streaming. And that's it from me today. I will Andra says thank you, Nicole and TechBeck. Thanks for being here, Andra. I really do appreciate it. Hey Patsy, how you going? Oh, we've got a few people joining us a little bit late, but anyway, it's good that you're here. Thank you very much for joining us. And I will see you all again next week. So if you haven't already liked this video, give us a thumbs up. That helps us get seen on YouTube. Leave us a comment. As I said, the competition is open until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I'm looking forward to seeing where you've all been watching from. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and the little bell icon beside it, and that way you won't miss out on any future posts. And for those that don't know, my name's Nicole Reid from Darvanalee Design Studio, and I'll see you all again next Friday at 10 a.m. Bye for now. See you later.